So promotional text for Boruto Chapter 8 just dropped, and it actually has the entire fandom going insane. And I don't blame the fandom for going crazy, because what we got in this text actually excites me for this upcoming chapter. So the text reads, Jura attacks Konoha, will Naruto be absorbed? Now even though it's just one sentence, that one sentence tells us a lot about this upcoming chapter, because as you guys may know, they've been building up the Shinju coming to Konoha for the past few chapters, as all of the Shinju all have a specific target within Konoha. But one of the targets for the Shinju is none other than Naruto, the 7th Hokage. Now as we all know, Kawaki sealed Naruto away for his safety all the way back in Boruto Part 1. And in the Boruto timeline, it's been 3 years ever since Naruto was sealed away. But one of the problems about Naruto being sealed away is that Kawaki lied about Naruto's well-being, as he told everyone that Boruto killed Naruto, when instead Naruto was alive and safe just in Kawaki's dimension. Now Kawaki's initial plan was to unseal Naruto once all of the Otsutsuki were dealt with, but things have changed because now Kawaki has another threat to deal with, and this threat is way more dangerous than any other Otsutsuki, and that is the Shinju clone named Jura. Now Jura is one of the clones that emerged from the Ten Tails after everyone was being absorbed by the Claw Grind. Now the Shinjus are clones of people who were absorbed by the Claw Grind, such as Moegi, Sasuke, and Bug. Now we actually don't know Jura's identity at all yet, but I already made a video explaining my theory of Jura's identity, so I'm not going to repeat the same things I said in that video. In my honest opinion, I think that Jura is a clone of Ishiki, or even in some way connected to Ishiki. What I want to talk about today is the inevitable fight between Kawaki and Jura, because now that we officially know that Jura attacks Konoha next chapter, there's a very high chance that Kawaki and Jura are finally going to meet each other, as Jura's target is Naruto. We all know that Kawaki has an unhealthy allegiance to Naruto. He's literally obsessed over Naruto. This fight isn't really going to be a normal fight in my opinion. In my opinion, this fight is going to be a wake-up call for Kawaki, as in chapter 7, Mitsuki confirmed to us that Kawaki was no match for Boruto. And keep this in mind, Mitsuki is talking about base Boruto. No extra amps, nothing. This is just base Boruto. And the fact that Mitsuki was so confident to say that Boruto was stronger than Kawaki, I think we have room to talk about how Kawaki is going to get smashed by Jura, as ever since 2 Blue Vortex started, they've been trying to make it known to us that Kawaki was weaker than Boruto. Yeah, there was people trying to argue the fact that Kawaki wasn't, but the writer's been laying down the proof for us this entire time. It's one of the first times we see Kawaki in 2 Blue Vortex, he absolutely gets thrashed by a Claw Grind. Now again, Kawaki was off guard by this Claw Grind, but if you actually read what happened, Kawaki actually did notice the Claw Grind coming to blitz him, but by the time he noticed, it was already too late. And this is where we see Kawaki use the Karma Seal, which makes Kawaki's strength even more alarming, as we literally saw his counterpart Boruto not even use the Karma once. Now another hint that the writers give us for Kawaki's strength is him saying that he could probably deal with Code. Now the reason why I say this is a problem is due to the fact that he knows that Code is drained, and he's on the floor squirming after his fight with Boruto. So that's red flag number 2, and him not being confident enough to beat Code. While compared to his counterpart Boruto, Boruto literally flat out states that it's easy enough to kill Code. And that's another thing I like the writers are doing. They're showing us the counterparts between Boruto and Kawaki. Now one of the final red flags for Kawaki is Mitsuki knocking him out. Now again, this is an all guard feat, and we really don't know how Mitsuki was able to do it. We just saw Mitsuki pull out a sneak. So yes, ever since the start of 2 Blue Vortex, Kawaki has just been on fraud watch. And with Mitsuki saying that Kawaki is no match for Boruto, that makes everything even more mind-boggling. Now I'm not trying to say that Mitsuki is stronger than Kawaki, as Boruto confirms that if Kawaki can't beat him, Mitsuki can't do it either. The real question is, what was Kawaki doing the entire 3-year time skip? We know he got stronger as he finally mastered his special dojutsu, but compared to Boruto, who made a massive leap, Kawaki just looks underwhelming, which makes me believe that Jura is going to put the final nail in the coffin for Kawaki, because even though we didn't see Jura fight, when the Shinju were awakened, the Shinju were giving Boruto a run for his money. We literally saw a clone of Bug going hand to hand with Boruto, and we saw Hidari cancel out Boruto's Rasengan as well. So even though Boruto made a massive leap in power, the Shinju were still able to press him, and it was only because of Jura why Boruto didn't get eaten, as Jura literally spared him. And it was obvious at the time of the reveal that Jura was going to be the strongest Shinju, as out of all these Shinju, he was the only one to show the ability of flight. And as the motto stated, the ability of flight comes natural to the Otsutsuki, just like how Ada, Boruto, and Kawaki all have Otsutsuki genetics and can all fly. So again, that's another hint to Jura being connected to Ishiki. Now if I'm right about Jura being connected to Ishiki, this makes this matchup even more of a nightmare for Kawaki, as Jura would theoretically be able to use all of Ishiki's abilities, just like how Kawaki is able to as well. And we saw a hint of this as Jura was standing right next to a cube, and we know those cubes are specifically from the Daikukoin dimension. Another thing we have to consider is Jura also has a Rinnegan, which gives him access to all of the Rinnegan Rinnegan ability. The last villain to really utilize the Rinnegan was Momoshiki, so I'm kind of hoping that Jura pulls off some insane feats with the Rinnegan, and hopefully he actually uses the Rinnegan to his advantage. But Jura as a villain gives me a lot of hope as he has a lot of potential. He's not like the regular villains that we've seen previously in Boruto Part 1. Jura as a villain wants to seek more knowledge, as he put aside his goal to eat Boruto and Kawaki to go after his intended target, and of course that is Naruto. Now we really don't know why he wants to eat Naruto. It's still up in the air on why he wants to eat Naruto, but we know from the flash forward scene that Jura doesn't succeed in getting Naruto, as Kawaki states he's going to send Boruto to meet him, which leaves me with the idea that we're going to see a Boruto and Kawaki team up coming in the next few chapters, because with Jura being this big time boss, it's going to be fun to see him thrash Kawaki, which leads me to believe that Boruto might step in to help Kawaki in this fight, but that's a major if in my opinion. I believe Boruto is going to be tending to the Sarada and Hidari situation, so I'm gonna stick with my initial statement of Jura is going to thrash Kawaki. I do believe Kawaki is going to put up a fight once he activates Kawashiki, but I still believe that Jura is going to come out on top, though he is going to fail in trying to retrieve Naruto, as again Kawaki is the only one who can access that dimension. But if the theories are true about Jura being a clone of Ishiki, theoretically Jura could access that dimension, hence why he can still sense Naruto being alive, just like Himawari. In all honesty, I'm just excited on what's about to happen these next few chapters. That promotional text really gives us a good insight on what's about to happen. Honestly, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. What do you guys think is going to happen in chapter 8? Do you think Kawaki versus Jura is going to start next chapter, or do you think it's going to start in chapter 9 with Kawaki versus Jura being the cliffhanger, as chapter 8 is going to be the final chapter for this volume? But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and also follow my Twitter link in the description. And it's been your boy Stormy, and I'm out.